Hi, my name is Meryl, and I'm from Germany. Please like and subscribe to MSA. I was born to parents who were rich. So rich that we had several maids, chefs, butlers, and drivers who worked around the clock for me and my crazy family. Dad was a genius on the stock trading platform, and Mom was Miss World in 1998. I loved my family, but they were so used to being spoiled that our entire lives revolved around money. Once when I was 7, I wanted to go camping. So Dad hired a set designer to create a camp set in our massive backyard. He also hired a weird mountain man to entertain us with stories and how to make a campfire.
Who wants to hear a bear story?
I do. But my sister Cassidy, who was 2 years older than me, had her head stuck in her phone, so our camping experience eventually got boring. And soon after, as I grew up, our family hardly spoke to each other. When I was at school, I was crowned the computer genius. Cassidy was popular on social media, and we were both the hottest girls in school. Once when I was in 8th grade, 10 boys asked me and my sister out all at once. These boys were so lame and too desperate for our liking. Cassidy and I had a checklist. The guys that we dated needed to be smart, rich, and hot. I wasn't worried so much about the rich part. I preferred intelligent guys, and in my school, all of them were rich, but also total Smurf brains. And then one day when I was in the 11th grade, a new boy joined our school and took my title of computer genius. I was kinda jealous at first, but when he smiled at me, I melted, having a huge crush on him. Would you like to go out for ice cream sometime?
Will we be celebrating my new title in the school?
Don't rub it in. After that, Gregory and I became an item. He drove a Ferrari and seemed much richer than my family because he lived in a mansion much bigger than mine. Once when I was in the 12th grade, I decided to visit him at his house unannounced, and when I got to his house, his parents acted very weirdly. I'm here for Greg. Oh, he's upstairs. Okay, can I see him? When they finally let me in, I went to Gregory's room and found him busy with something on his computer. Greg?
What? Who let you in?
I'm sorry, I thought I would surprise you. He looked really angry.
I hate surprises. Don't ever come here without calling first.
I was so mad at him when I left, I felt like just breaking up with him. But then he came over to my house with flowers.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped at you. Please forgive me.
I don't know. You acted so strange. What was more important than me?
I was actually planning a surprise trip for the both of us to Thailand.
I immediately forgave him. He was so romantic, and he obviously loved me since he was spending so much on me. We went to Thailand just for the weekend, and my parents liked Gregory, so they also trusted him. While we were there, Gregory was all romantic at first, but then he changed when I wanted to go shopping for clothes.
Did you bring your credit card to pay for all those clothes?
What? But you said to take whatever you want and you'll pay.
Yeah, but I didn't expect you to buy the entire store.
Lucky for me, I did have my dad's credit card and managed to pay for my stuff. But the next day, I woke up to a shock. Gregory was gone. He left a note along with my plane ticket back home. He broke up with me on a note, saying, "Nice knowing you. Goodbye." What a jerk! I felt like my world was falling apart. Why would he break up with me this way? When I tried to call his number, it went to voicemail. I had to gather my strength and head back home, and maybe then find out why he suddenly just left. Could it be because of all the clothes I bought? But when I got back home, my family was on edge. Everyone was pacing up and down, and as soon as I entered, Dad rushed up to me.
Meryl, where's my credit card? Someone hacked all my trading accounts using my credit card, which is linked to every other account. So Meryl, you have to tell me where that credit card is.
I was totally freaking out and tore my whole bag apart looking for that card. And then I asked Dad to take me to Gregory's house. And when we got there, his mansion was empty. Oh my God, Dad, I think Gregory took all our money. Dad looked at me silently. At first, I thought he was gonna blame me since Gregory was my boyfriend, but all he did was remain quiet. But Mom and Cassidy went berserk.
We are broke because of your scheming, scamming boyfriend?
How was I supposed to know he was a fraudster? He drove a Ferrari and you liked him, Mom.
Yeah, I did, but he was still your boyfriend. You should have analyzed his intentions.
And then Cassidy looked at her phone and screamed like someone died. Ah! What happened? The Wi-Fi isn't working. How am I supposed to post my selfies from this morning?
Oh, I was supposed to pay for that today, but not anymore. Girls, I'll be in my office. I have no idea how I'm gonna fix this.
I felt like everyone blamed me for this, and after 2 weeks, all our maids, chefs, butlers, drivers, gardeners, and pool cleaners quit because we couldn't pay them. Dad soon started investigating the matter, which was going to take some time. So we all had to adapt to some changes in our overly expensive lifestyle. We managed to keep the house, and since Dad paid our school fees for the entire year, Cassidy and I didn't have to change schools, which was a relief. Okay, so at school, nobody knows we're poor, so let's just try and keep it that way. Of course, why would I want anyone to know that we're poor? Maybe because it's all your fault? I am sick and tired of everyone in this family blaming me for everything. That's just so much pressure. I started crying and Cassidy felt bad and apologized. Okay, I'm sorry, but our life just sucks so much right now. While we sat sulking about our poverty-stricken life, we heard Mom scream from the kitchen. Somebody help! Cassidy and I ran down to the kitchen and found the stove on fire and Mom trying to put it out with a tablecloth, and it was reaching for the ceiling.
Ah! It won't stop! Quickly, get some water!
While Cassidy thought a glass of water would help, I brought the fire extinguisher and thank God was able to put out the fire. But now our entire kitchen was ruined and there was smoke all over the place. We gotta sit outside until the smoke is gone. Come on. We all sat outside on the stairs and Mom was in tears, telling me how she was trying to cook but ended up ruining the kitchen. I guess we'll have to order food. I hope they give us some discount. Right then, Dad came in, all smiles.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, did you get our money back? Mom ran to Dad, smiling like a clown.
Nope, I found a job. I'm going back to selling insurance, and once I make some good commission, I'll start trading again and get all the money that we lost.
Well, Dad's plan didn't follow through the way he saw it. 3 months went by and we were still struggling, and the only thing Dad could afford was food, so I decided it was time to get a part-time job as a waitress. But Meryl, if you work as a waitress, everyone in school will know. Yes, I know. But maybe if I work, I can help Dad pay for the Wi-Fi. Cassidy immediately smiled, but she wouldn't dare try to get a job since she cared so much about what people would think. The restaurant I worked at was a classy place where all the rich and mighty dine. And one day, while I served a bunch of top-class businessmen, I overheard their discussion about new digital devices. I got excited and couldn't contain myself. I have plenty of ideas for new devices. Imagine having a portable hard drive, something almost like an iPod but with more space. That way, users will be able to carry all of their important information on one small iPod. We could even make it have a video presentation for business meetings. After I was done babbling, they looked at me stunned. Then the tall man with the big forehead was so rude.
You can just get our order, please.
I walked away feeling embarrassed, and then the next worst thing happened. When I waited at my next table, they were girls from my school who envied my sister and me all the time. And the worst of them all was Charlotte. Wow, you work as a waiter? This must be my lucky day. Wait, I have to take a picture of this. Oh, Charlotte, get over yourself. I work here and earn my own money, unlike you, a spoiled brat forever. That's no way to talk to your customers. Where's the manager? I want to file a complaint. He's out to lunch. So, can I take your order? It was the most dreadful day of my life. But the next day when I went to school, everyone called me Waiter Girl, since Charlotte posted my picture on Instagram. And during recess, while Cassidy and I were minding our own business, Charlotte started being so annoying with her stupid minions. We've noticed that you two bring lunches to school these days. Should we open up a charity fund dedicated to the richest in the school? Oh, let me rephrase. The poor, smelly girls of the school. Shut up, Chat Roulette. Cassidy got up angrily clenching her fists, and I calmed her down. Don't worry about her, Cassidy. She's just a jealous girl who has no goals. At least my goal is not to be a waiter. Yeah, your goal is probably to be a brainless peanut all your life, since you get big fat zeros on all your tests. Charlotte eventually left us alone, but then after school, Dad picked us up in a run-down car, and Charlotte got the entire school to come and watch us get in it. Oh my gosh, where did your dad buy this junk from? At that point, I had had enough of Charlotte's farty face, so I pounced on her and she couldn't even fight back, so I let her go. Just leave me and my family alone. Our financial life is none of your business. Dad was shocked when we got home, and he told us that his contract at work was about to end. So he sold his Land Rover and got us a scrappy car. Life was getting even worse for us. I put on my waiter clothes and got out of the house to work an extra shift. While I was at the restaurant, I found my manager watching MSA. Wow, you like MSA?
Yeah, is that a problem?
No problem. I was just surprised.
There was a guy who came looking for you. He left his number.
When I called the number, a part of me was hoping it was Gregory calling to say he was sorry and he wanted to give us all our money back, but it wasn't. Hello? You were looking for me at the restaurant?
Yes, our investors liked your pitch that you suddenly decided to blurt out while you were serving our table. We have an offer for you if you could put all those ideas on paper.
Yes, I can. I left my extra shift, went home, and started putting ideas together for new devices. I didn't want to say anything to my family yet. I just wanted to get the offer first. The next day, I met with those business people again, and I was blown out of my mind when they told me I was going to get $100,000. I was on cloud 9. I immediately signed the contract, and they even asked me to stay in contact if I had any other ideas. I couldn't believe this was actually happening, and when I showed my family the check, we celebrated all night. Meryl, you just saved our lives. Does this mean we can get our chef back? Because I'm getting really tired of eating baked beans every day. Not just yet. Dad needs to first work his magic on the trading platform, and then maybe. I was so happy to see my family relaxed again. Cassidy wanted us to go shopping the next day since all of our heels were starting to lose their texture. 2 pairs and that's it, right? We need to use all this money wisely. Yes, I know. But what if I see a 3rd pair that I like? Cassidy, just before we could head off to the mall, Dad screamed from the living room.
Meryl, you have to see this.
When I went to check what he was talking about, the news was on and Gregory was handcuffed and sentenced to prison for the next 20 years for being one of the biggest fraudsters in the city. And the parents that he said were his parents were just actors. I felt so relieved, and Dad eventually got a call from the credit card company with good news. All his money would be returned. Soon after that, I completed school, got my degree in computer science, and became the next richest person in our city. And then one day, I even had my own business meeting at that classy restaurant. Can I take your order? Charlotte, you work here now? Yes, so can I take your order? I didn't laugh or insult her because there's really nothing wrong with being a waitress. We all have to start somewhere if we want to make it.